Wisdom portrayed as a woman. Proverbs 8:1. Does not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? SOS 6:10. Who is she that looketh forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, terrible as an army with banners? Who is she? Wisdom of Sirach 4. Those who hold her fast will attain glory, and they shall abide in the blessings of the Lord. Those who serve her serve the Holy One. Those who love her, the Lord loves. Solomon declares his love for wisdom. Realizing that I was only human, I prayed and I was given understanding, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I regarded her more highly than any throne or crown. Wealth was nothing compared to her. Precious jewels could not equal her worth. Beside wisdom, all the gold in the world is a handful of sand, and silver is nothing more than clay. I valued her more than health and good looks. Hers is a brightness that never grows dim, and I preferred it to any other light. When wisdom came to me, all good things came with her. She brought me untold riches, and I was happy with them all because wisdom had brought them to me. I had not realized before that she was the source of all these things. I was sincere in learning from her, and now I am glad to share what I learned. No one can exhaust the treasures of wisdom. Use those treasures, and you are God's friends. He approves of what you learn from her. I pray to God that my thoughts may be worthy of what I have learned, and that I may speak according to his will. He is wisdom's guide. He gives correction to those who are wise. We are under his power and authority. We ourselves are our words and all our understanding and skills. It is he who gave me true knowledge of the forces of nature, what the world is made of, how the elements behave, how the calendar is determined by the movements of the sun, the changing seasons, the constellations, the cycles of years. He has taught me about the nature of the living creatures, the behavior of wild animals, the force of the winds, the reasoning powers of human beings, the different kinds of plants and their roots as medicine. I learned that we were well known and things had never been known before because wisdom, who gave shape to everything that exists, was my teacher. Wisdom 7. Wisdom is intelligent, wholly unique, manifold, subtle, mobile, clear, undefiled, distinct, beyond harm, loving the good, keen, unhindered, beneficent, philanthropic, firm, sure, free from care, all-powerful, all-seeing, can figure out riddles, and compared to the light, she is superior, permeates all things. Wisdom is mobile, beyond all motion. She penetrates and pervades all things by reason of her purity. She is a breath of the might of God and a pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty. Therefore nothing defiled can enter into her. She is a reflection of the eternal light and spotless mirror of the power of God and the image of his goodness. Although she is one, she can do all things, and she renews everything while herself enduring. Passing into holy souls from age to age, she produces friends of God and prophets. For God loves nothing so much as the one who dwells with wisdom. She is fairer than the sun and surpasses the constellation of stars. Compared to the light, she is found more radiant. Through the night supplants light. Wickedness does not prevail over wisdom. Wisdom is radiant and unfading, and she is easily discerned by those who love her, and is found by those who seek her. She hastens to make herself known to those who desire her. He who rises early to seek her will have no difficulty, for he will find her sitting at his gates. To fix one's thoughts on her is perfect understanding, and he who is vigilant on her account will soon be free from care, because she goes about seeking those worthy of her. She is graciously appears to them in their paths and meets them in every thought. The beginning of wisdom is the most sincere desire for instruction, and concern for instruction is love of her, and love of her is keeping of her laws, and giving heed to her laws is assurance of immortality, and immortality brings one near to God. So the desire for wisdom leads to a kingdom. Therefore, if you delight in thrones and scepters, O monarchs over the people, honor wisdom, that you may reign forever. Evil cannot overpower wisdom. Wisdom 7:30. She teaches self-control and understanding, uprightness and courage. Nothing in life is more useful to men than these. She understands the tricks of the language in solving riddles. Because of her, I will have glory and honor among the elders, though I am young. Dread sovereigns will be frightened when they hear of me. Among the people, I will appear good, and in war, brave. I cannot win her unless God gave her to me. This too came of understanding, to know from whom the favor came. Wisdom delivers those who served her from their troubles. The charges us with sins against what we have been taught. She makes their doings proper by means of a holy prophet. Wisdom 6. I will tell you what wisdom is and how she came to be, and I will hide no secrets from you, and I will trace her course from the beginning of creation and make known knowledge of her clear. And I will not pass by the truth, neither will I travel in the company of sickly envy, for envy does not associate with wisdom. A multitude of wise men is the salvation of the world, and a sensible king is the stability of his people. Therefore, be instructed by my words, and you will profit. Wisdom 7. For wisdom, the fashioner of all things, taught me. For in her there is a spirit that is intelligent, holy, unique, manifold, subtle, mobile, clear, unpolluted, distinct, invulnerable, loving the good, keen, irresistible, beneficent, humane, steadfast, sure, free from anxiety, all-powerful, overseeing all and penetrating through all spirits that are intelligent and pure and most subtle. Wisdom has builded her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. This is Proverbs 9. Wisdom has killed her beasts. She has mingled her wine and has furnished her table. She has set forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city. 1 Corinthians 11:10. For this cause the woman ought to have power on her head because of the angels. 1 Corinthians 11:11. Man is not without the woman, nor woman without the man. Wisdom is justified. That's in there a couple times. Matthew 11:9. Son of man came eating and drinking, and they say he's a gluttonous man and a wine bibber and a friend of the publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. The wise women spun goat's hair, Exodus 35:26. Virtuous women own property. Her husband's known in the city gate, Proverbs 31:16. The spirit of wisdom is intelligent and holy. It is of one nature, but reveals itself in many ways. It is not made of any material substance, and it moves about freely. It is clear, clean, and confident. Cannot be harmed. It It loves what is good. It is sharp and unconquerable, kind and a friend of humanity. It is dependable and sure and has no worries. It has power over everything and sees everything. It penetrates every spirit that is intelligent and pure, no matter how delicate its substance may be. Wisdom moves more easily than motion itself. She is so pure that she penetrates everything. She is the breath of God's power, a pure, radiant stream of glory from the Almighty. Nothing that is defiled can ever steal its way into wisdom. She is a reflection of the eternal light, a perfect mirror of God's activity and goodness. Even though wisdom acts alone, she can do anything. She makes everything new, although she herself never changes. From generation to generation, she enters into the souls of the holy people and makes them God's friends and prophets. There is nothing that God loves more than people who are at home with wisdom. Wisdom is more beautiful than the sun and all the constellations. She is better than light itself, because night always follows day, but evil never overcomes wisdom. The first step towards wisdom is an earnest desire for discipline. Then care for discipline is love of her. Love means that the keeping of her laws. To observe her laws is the basis for incorruptibility, and incorruptibility makes one close to God. Thus the desire for wisdom leads to a kingdom. If then you find pleasure in throne and scepter, you people, princes of peoples, honor wisdom, that you may reign as kings forever. Wise woman is in there. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish plucketh it down with her hands. 2 Samuel 14:2. Joab sent to Tekoa and fetched a wise woman. The wise woman was crying. 2 Samuel 20:16. The woman went to the people in her wisdom. 2 Samuel 20:22. Wisdom 6. Solomon shares his wisdom. I will tell you what wisdom is and how she came to be. I will not keep anything secret. I will trace her history from the beginning and make knowledge of her open to all. I will not ignore any part of the truth. No jealous desire to guard my own knowledge will make me hold back anything. Wisdom has nothing in common with such an attitude. No, indeed. The more wise people there are, the safer the world will be. A sensible king can be depended on to give his people this kind of security. So then, learn what I'm about to teach you, and you will profit from it. Wisdom protected Adam. This is Wisdom 10. Wisdom protected the father of the world, the first man that was ever formed. When he alone had been created, she saved him from his own sinful act and gave him the strength to master everything on earth. ECC 6. Wisdom is unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him. It won't be long, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. Wisdom is according to her name. Give ear, my son, and receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. Put thy feet in her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her, and thy whole heart, and keep her ways in all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. When thou hast gotten hold of her, let her not go, for at the last thou shalt find rest, and that shall be turned into joy. Then shall her fetters be strong defense for thee, and her chains be a robe of glory. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and thou shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. Message from the Book of Mormon, Moroni 9. Oh, the depravity of my people! They are without order and without mercy. Behold, I am but a man, and I have but the strength of a man, and I cannot any longer enforce my commands. And they have become strong in their perversion. They are brutal, sparing none, neither the old nor the young, and they delight in everything save that which is good. And the suffering of our women and our children upon the face of this land does exceed everything. The tongue can't tell, neither can it even be written. Second message in the Book of Mormon, Mosiah 10. I did cause that the women should spin and toil and work in all manner of fine linen and the cloth of every kind, that we might clothe our nakedness. And thus we did prosper in the land, and we did have continual peace in the land for the space of 22 years. And it came to pass that I caused the women and the children of my people should be hid in the wilderness. And I also caused that all the old men that could bear arms and the young men that were able to bear arms should gather themselves together to go to battle against these Lamanites. And I did place them in ranks, every man according to his age.